Surprise, motherfucker! What's up? This is your friendly neighborhood Venture Satanis. Coming at you live. No, not from VentureCon in July, but from GaryCon in Lake Geneva. Yep, I made the trip yet again to run games. That's what I do when I come to this convention, or really any convention except my own. My own convention at VentureCon, I'm actually playing. But other conventions like this, I just game master. And I don't know. I just enjoy it more, I guess. And got a lot of stuff. This is kind of like a mid-convention update, I guess, or report. I've already ran 4 out of the 6 games. So more than halfway done, which is cool. 3 of them were Chalt. I wrote, it's not in order, but anyway, I wrote an adventure. It's like a 20-page adventure, 19-20 pages, specifically for this convention, but I'm also going to publish it in the back of my new upcoming book, which is Pulp-Drenched Cities of Chalt. And that's going to have a lot of stuff in it, because as I was saying to a friend or two here at the convention yesterday, after that one comes out this summer, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to go at least a year without publishing anything substantial that would be print on demand, let alone hardcover. I might put out like a 3 or 5 page PDF at most, but I'm not going to do another book until I'm probably not going to kickstart anything until next summer. So it'll probably be 18 months once that comes out before I come up with something else. So that just means I want to jam pack as much cool shit into this upcoming book as I possibly can. Some things that just came out on PDF, like Thrum and Cry Chalt and Let Slip the Worms of War. That's going in the new book too, in like an appendix at the end. But anyway, that's that. So yeah, I ran that 3 times, and I ran this investigative horror, like Lovecraftian Call of Cthulhu type scenario once this morning. And that too, that's shorter. That's only like 9 pages. That's I wrote specifically for this convention too. I started about at least 3 weeks ago on the Chalt adventure, and I started it 2 weeks ago. And as you can see in the back, the last half of the 3rd act, I hand wrote, because I only had like a little bit of the ending. I didn't have, and the party wanted to keep going, and so I improvised like the last 6 or 7% of the adventure. I just kind of like created a whole cloth out of, I don't know, nothing. But that was fun, and everybody enjoyed it. In fact, they really enjoyed it. They went out of their way to say how much they loved it, and they bought some Chalt books, which was fantastic. Yeah. And so I've been taking notes. I wrote some stuff down. People have been using the cards, the Chalt X cards, which is awesome. Sold 1 set so far, and yeah, people are getting it. As soon as I say it, they get it, which is awesome, because it's a little bit outside the box. I've never even seen anything like that. I personally think it's like innovative as fuck, and it's really cool. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's free. It's in Advanced Crimson Dragon Slayer, and it's a free PDF. I'm pretty sure on drive and I don't know. I don't hear much appreciation for it, which makes me a little sad because I think the Chult X cards is just not only does it in part make Chult what it is, but I think it's just so usable for so many. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like D20 or OSR or D&D type games. Like you could use it for almost any kind of game. You just change the reward mechanic if you want to incentivize players to use it. And obviously, you don't have to use humor and sleaze and pop culture. The 8 aesthetic keys of Chult. Whatever game you're running, you can do your own. Make it, if you're playing a cyberpunk game, I don't know, make it whatever the cyberpunk tropes are that I don't know that you'd want to infuse more in your game. You'd want players to make a conscious choice of like, I like this, but I'd like it to go further in this direction or more tropey or pulpy, with this genre convention. Anyway, let's see. Some games I took more notes than others. The Zoth siphoning company that a couple players came up with is Four Fingers Enema. That was funny after what happened to a reptilian riding spider in order to make it go faster. Reginald Kincaid did a Zoth Enema. I think I did that for another one too. I had a lot of players that were repeats, which is great. Love that. I mean, that's one of the greatest compliments is you go back to the game master or to the world and relive it, but obviously different. You re-experience it. Jay said that Chult was the strangest game that he's ever played. And then he played in one of my games, I don't know, like 3 years ago. I think he said it in 2022. I guess that'd be 4 years ago. And he'd been like looking, I think, for that game that he played again. And then he stumbled on mine, and then he realized that what he had experienced and missed and wanted more of was Chult. And and how I game master it, because every game master is going to be different. So that was awesome. He said, "Yeah, strangest game I've ever played." That's a fantastic compliment. Yeah, a lot of people have said really nice things. A lot of people had fun with the NPC Tal, sometimes too much fun. I did pre-generated characters, and those went well, I think. There's a little something for everybody, or at least I tried. I didn't go too deep into the every PC has like a lore infused backstory that like almost forces them to consider side quests, as I've kind of done before in the past, or it seems that way. And I don't know, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Yeah, just a little a little note of the Choltian Eiffel Tower. Yay! Bruce Campbell and his channel. Oh yeah, so also before starting the game, I asked every player, I gave them a scrap of paper and had them write down something they want to experience in the game, something they want to see the players to encounter, or just a concept, I guess. It could be a TV, movie, any pop culture thing, or something they just made up, and then I would draw one or two during the session when there was maybe a lull or something was going on, and I just kind of wanted to juice it up and do something more. I got things like a box full of angry psychic gnomes, Heated rivalry, but gayer. I actually used that last night, and that was really funny. Let's see if we got another one. Screaming Undead. Alien Invasion. So you get a sense. One last night was really weird. Bob's Burgers. I think I wrote, oh yeah, the salacious cat warrior gave me herpes. I think that is a line from the game based on a salacious cat warrior. That was one of the suggestions. So it can really change the course of a game, which I think is cool. And I gave people, I did a rundown of basically house rules and things that if you've never played Advanced Crimson Dragon Slayer, and quite a few people haven't, or maybe they played it once or twice with me at a convention. Obviously, Advanced Crimson Dragon Slayer isn't going to be most players' main home game. That's just the way things go. Even if I was Shadow Dark popular, you still can't rely on that because people from all walks of life, old gaming experiences, come to conventions. And here, I mentioned some of the things that I mentioned in Roll20 games. There's a reason this is adults only game. You're exposed to, naughty things. Explain a little bit about Chult, about the Chult X cards. I explained briefly Crimson Escalation, and that's something also that people just intuitively get once they hear it, and they're like, "Oh, cool." And then during combat, they see what it's like, and usually they're like, "Oh, that's awesome." Divine Favor, because that's a big thing. Doing By His Loathsome Tentacles. Let's see. Talk about Sleaze Factor 5. And I say up front that I'm fairly adaptable. So if if a player wanted to change the gender of a character, or if they wanted to, nobody's really done this, but if they wanted to play more of an assassin type instead of a thief, or if they really wanted to play some sort of alien ranger, or I don't know, something, they just wanted to tweak something, or even if they wanted a major overhaul, I told them I would allow that. Just talk to me and we'll work something out. So yeah, then the scrap paper thing with the suggestions, and I've been doing that in my home games too. I have this hollow black skull, and I didn't want to bring that because that's just one more thing I have to lug around and then set on the table, and space is kind of limited. But I call them the black skull suggestions in my face-to-face home game, and that's I've been doing that, and I reward the person who wrote the suggestion that I use with a token of divine favor. Oh, I got these dice, which are awesome. I was gifted these by my friend David, who loves my game mastering and loves being in my games. You can see them here. Maybe we can roll them in the light, because they look pretty cool in the light. Okay, you see that? Yeah. He made those himself, and he gave them to me. And that was awesome. Very generous. Love it. Dinner was mid tonight, which sucked. Kind of, because I was really looking forward to the prime rib buffet, but I asked, and then they said this convention they weren't doing prime rib, which is fine, but then they just did it like a half-assed Mexican buffet. It didn't have any. They had pico de gallo. It didn't have any salsa. There was no sour cream. I'd asked the waitress for that, and she brought me some, which was nice. They didn't have any guacamole. They didn't have any chips. All they had was these really dry flour tortillas. They had a Mexican soup that was not bad, and the meat was good, but I don't want to, go to a buffet and spend the money and whatever and just eat meat and that's it. And the desserts were just anyway. So, but I've had good meals at like the Chop House. The first night that was really great. Me and Bill and Alan and his other friend. What else? Oh, and then last night I went to Taco Bell. Um, Taco Bell was almost preferable to. I think it was preferable to the Mexican buffet here at the main restaurant. The I don't know the Geneva Cafe, maybe it is. I think it's called. I wish someone was here to like ask me specific questions because I don't know what else to say. God damn, the games are really fantastic. I can't emphasize that enough. I know it's me saying it, and that's just me like I don't know, tuning my own horn or giving myself like heaping praise upon me. Um, sure, I did some stuff, but also a lot of it depends on the players. You gotta have great players to have a great game. So big props to them, and I gotta thank Chalt. Where are you, Chalt? I gotta thank the campaign setting because that matters too, and the rule set. There's so many things that go into a great or even a mediocre game. But yeah, fantastic game. The scenario, I think it's one of the best scenarios they've ever written. And the Lovecraftian horror one, that's one of the best ones I've ever written too. I really like the first one I came up with like 3 years ago, um, which was about like the Black Pharaoh. I really really like that scenario, although it's a bit short. It needs more middle, I think, to be like a full convention game because it kind of peters out after 2.5 hours, which is kind of short. This one went the full three. Yeah, it just really everything kind of came together and it was really good. I feel like my improvising is kind of at the top of its game because I'm coming up with stuff. With Chalt, it's pretty easy because I've been running it since 2018. I keep creating content for it, so I keep thinking about Chalt. I keep going into the vault. I keep going into Chalt to try to mine out ideas and what's going on and things behind the things, and I'm always mining Chult for content, and it makes me look deeper, more deeply into the setting itself, into the world, and the more you go and the more you dig, eventually, once you get past the plateaus, the more you find, and just the richer and more awesome. I don't know how else to say it. It is more immersive as well. You realize once you start diving into a world and you really get into it that you really have the entire world plus more if you're into the whole like multiverse, metaverse, whatever. So there's just so much there, and if you keep going back, if you keep energizing it, and if you keep being there, which gives it life, then it's like an oyster opening up, and there's just so much that it gives you, which I think is fantastic. And yeah, I think I can tie that to my improvising because I'm noticing squirrels like on mailboxes, as George would say on Seinfeld. I'm just seeing so much, and I'm breathing life into it, and it's becoming more real, I guess. For me, I think the players too, and it gets wild. It's wild and crazy. It's like by the end, it's like an adult party game. Um, it really is something else. The Chult experience. That's why I named one of the books that. Um, it's totally different than most role-playing games. I mean, I think it's unique. The Chult experience is a unique gaming experience that you can't really get anywhere else. So if you love it like I love it, then you're gonna want more. And you can get that through me. I'm running that Wednesday night game, not this Wednesday because I'm here, and VengerCon, and when I come to GameholeCon, and the face-to-face game. And yeah, my wife might not love it, but I'm trying to give and get as much as I possibly can with Chult, because yeah, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. It's like creating a whole new world, and then it's right there, and you can go in it and come back out whenever you want. But that's what role-playing games are, if you do them right. Okay, I've rambled enough. I'm almost 22 minutes in. That's insane. So hopefully you liked hanging out with me. Yeah, I wish someone was here to ask questions specifically, because I don't know, but yeah, that's it.